Hello, my lovely viewers and my dear students. I welcome you all to today's session on probability. And in this session today, we are going to compare two different types of probability: theoretical probability versus experimental probability. So today's session is going to be short and interesting in the sense that many students have confusion what is the difference between these two types of probability. So our learning objective in this short session today would be to understand the difference between theoretical and experimental probability. Very useful for all my grade 9 and 10 students, and I hope by the end of this video you will be clear on the basic differences between these two types of probability. So let's get started. So before we move on to understand the difference between these two types of probability, let us recall a few terms of probability that we already know. These are going to be useful in understanding the differences in the two types of probability. So first of all, let's recall what is probability. It is a measure of how likely an event is going to occur. So in simple words, it is the chances of an event happening. What are the possibilities? What are the measures that it is going to happen? What is the chance that it is going to occur? All of these is what is associated with probability. And each possible result of a probability or an experiment or a situation is called as outcome. And if we take all the possible outcomes of an experiment or an event, then that is what is called a collection of all possible outcomes, called the sample space. So probability, we have discussed, we have recalled what is an outcome of an experiment and what is the sample space. And an event is an outcome or a set of outcomes. So all of these things are going to be useful for understanding the difference, and let's take a few examples before we move on to the next slide. Here the experiment or the situation, I have taken two examples. Number one is where you are rolling a die, a number cube. So you know a number cube or a die has so many different outcomes, and there can be a sample space of all the possible outcomes, which can be that the number on the top of the die can be any one out of the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So there are going to be 6 outcomes, favorable outcomes I would say, for this experiment when you roll a die. Similarly, the second experiment, when you spin a spinner. Now this spinner, you can see this circular spinner has 4 different colors. So either one of the color is going to come when you put the spinner, when you spin the spinner, and the needles comes when the spinner rests in one color. The various 4 options for the colors are red, blue, green and yellow. There can be 4 possible outcomes, so the sample space for spinning a spinner can have these 4 possibilities. This is what is a little bit about probability that you should know. We start on to understand the basic differences in the two types of probability, which is our learning objective for today. Now I want you to recall that how do we express the probability. So our probability can be expressed either as a fraction. It can also be a fraction which can be converted into a decimal, or it can be in percentage form also. So if you go back to our previous videos, you would see that when we are calculating the probability for an experiment, or we are calculating the theoretical probability, or we are calculating the chances, and we are representing our final answer for the probability in any of these 3 ways, 1, 2 and 3. So either it can be fraction, decimal or percentage. Now if it is an impossible event, which means it has no chances of occurring, 0 chances, then the probability of such an impossible event will always be 0. If it is a sure event or a certain event, the probability is going to be 1, because there will be 100% chances of that event happening, as compared to impossible where it is 0% chances. And somewhere in between you have all other possibilities or probabilities coming up. And if it is an equally likely event, means the possibility of happening and not happening is same, then it will lie somewhere in the middle with the probabilities in decimal as 0.5, or in fraction as 1/2, or in percentage as 50%. These are the various options for the probabilities, and let me remind you that what your probability tells you. It tells you how likely something is going to happen. Okay, and we calculate that probability by looking at the possible outcomes, as we've already seen for the experiment, or by reasoning out what can be the possible choices or the possible outcomes. comes the most important question that you've been looking for. What is the difference between theoretical probability and experimental probability? Let's go to these words and let's see the dictionary meaning to help us recall their basic differences. So theoretical means something which is in theory, okay, which is written, or which has maybe a formula. We could also say that. So for this type of probability, the theoretical probability shows what ideally should happen in an experiment in a given situation. So this is what is expected to happen, if we could just say, okay. And because this is theoretical, it is written in a formula form or a theory form or a written formula. So this is theoretical probability, something which is expected to happen in an ideal situation. Now let's contrast this with the other type of probability, which is experimental probability. Now this word experimental comes from experiment. Now when we say we are conducting an experiment, that means we are actually doing the trials. So if we do an experiment, if we are conducting an experiment, if we are doing a trial, it means we are actually in the real situation looking at what is happening. So that is what is your experimental probability, which shows what actually happened. So it is not just an expectation, it is an actual occurrence. Or you could say it is a real life situation, because only in real life situation you do an experiment or you conduct an experiment. Your experimental probabilities, we might say, is more a practical kind of a probability, which actually shows in the real life situation where you are doing the experiment what is happening and how you can find the probability. These are some of the differences between types of probability. We will go in more detail as we proceed with this session, and we'll also look at examples and questions. Okay, so just to make it more clear to you, the basic differences between these two types of probabilities, I made here a table of difference. Let's discuss that one by one. So we are first looking at experimental probability. So as we saw in the last slide, here it is a real life situation where we are conducting the experiment. When we do the experiment, we note down what are the outcomes, what are the possibilities, what are the observations, and looking at those observations or outcomes, you define your probability. So in such a case of experimental probability, which is actually more real kind of a probability, the probability of an event happening is given by the formula. This is very, very important. Number of times the event occurs, so you are looking at the possible favorable outcomes actually when you're doing that event, or actually when that experiment is conducted, divided by the total number of trials. How many times you are repeating the experiment, that is what is the trials. So total number of times you are recording the observation or you're doing the experiment would come in the denominator. So you just divide these two, and that's what gives you the probability. It will become more clear with this example. So what experiment we did, let's see. We took a coin and we tossed it how many number of times? 10 times. Okay, and then we are recording the observation. We are actually looking at what are the outcomes that are coming in these 10 times. So out of these recorded outcomes, the head is coming how many times? 7, and the tail came 3 times. If you now want to define your probability for this experiment, probability to get a head and probability to get a tail, then it's very simple. You will look at the outcomes you have got in this experiment, that is 7 for heads out of the total. So 7 divided by 10, that is your probability. The experimental probability, to be very specific, to get the head. And similarly, probability for a tail is 3 divided by 10, where 3 times your tail is coming. Now let's see how this is different from theoretical probability with this example. This is what is expected to happen. Okay, it's in theory, it's in written form. So let's see the formula. The probability for theoretical would be the number of favorable outcomes divided by number of possible outcomes. So for example, you have a coin, then for that coin there are 2 possibilities, either a head can come or a tail can come. So in an ideal situation, both the probabilities, whether the coin lands in head or the coin lands in tail, is quite equal. That are equally likely events. In an ideal situation, in theory, when we are talking about theoretical probability, the probability of getting a head and the probability of getting a tail is equal, which is 1 by 2 or 50%. So because they have equal, it is the likely events. So this is what is the basic difference. I hope I've made it clear for you with these two probabilities, experimental versus. If you have any queries or questions still, you can put it in the comment section for me. I will answer for you in more detail. So let's summarize the basic difference between two types of these probabilities. Usually students have a lot of confusion. What is experimental probability? What is theoretical probability? So let's summarize what we learned today. In experimental probability, the result of the situation is based upon the experiments that we are conducting or the simulation that we are running. After a number of times we are repeating the experiment. So your experimental probability is the actual probability which you are calculating on the basis of the results or the observation that you are getting. And theoretical probability, on the contrary, is what is just expected to happen. It is based on the possible outcomes, assuming that they are equally likely. And this is a probability which is more in the theory context. You're not conducting any experiment and you're just assuming everything, all the possible outcomes to be equally likely. You are following a different formula for these two types of different probabilities. Thank you, students. That brings us to the end of today's short session. In the next session, part 2 of theoretical and experimental probability, we will look at problems on this topic. Until then, this is Ms. Ruchika signing off from today's session. Bye, students.